Hey guys, F126 here, and welcome back to Highlights of the F1 League. So we're only about 3 months after I uploaded Belgium highlights, and yeah, this always happens, doesn't it? I get lazy, but yeah, we're here for Italy, and we should have Singapore and Malaysia out quite soon as well. But as you can see, qualifying on the softs because the super softs last about 3 laps, just like in Spa, so there's no point using them, and hopefully not too many people qualify on the super softs and beat us. Um, my pace was looking alright before this race. Joe and Luke were definitely quicker, so unless I put in an absolute banger in qualifying, I'm expecting to be behind them. But hopefully we can qualify third ahead of any super soft runners as we shift down to second for that chicane and lose a lot of time, which is not ideal, but oh well, we'll continue on with the lap because we'd rather start 5th or 6th than right at the back. So coming through Lesmo 2 now, down to 4th gear, clipping that apex nicely and running the car out wide. Maybe a bit too much curb was taken on the inside, but oh well, I'm sure I'll get over it as we now head down towards Ascari under the old track and into the Ascari chicane. Need to keep it nice and clean, and we bottled it again. I think we went down to 3rd because we braked too late, and we've lost some more time to there. So this is fantastic. This is going really well as we head down towards the back straight now towards Parabolica. Can we do this corner properly? Let's have a look. It's alright. Not my best lap ever, I'll be honest, as we run out wide on the exit of Parabolica, which will cost us another few hundreds probably. And we come across the line for a 1 minute 22.3, which put us on pole, but unfortunately at the end we dropped down to 4th. CK beat us. Joe the Amazement, which is his new gamer tag by the way, taking pole, and Luke in 2nd, CK beating me by a 10th to 3rd, Jordan Gibbs in 5th, Schilling in 6th, Lexbox 7th, Casey 8th, Terranova 9th, unfortunately disconnected, and then James F1 etc. and the 2 Manners rounding off the grid. So quite a small field this week, unfortunately, but that doesn't necessarily prevent us from having a great race. If you remember Germany last season, we only had like 11 people, and my highlights were 30 minutes. Obviously, not such a good race today, as you can see by the fact my highlights are only 17 minutes, but we'll roll with it. The strategy is telling me to do soft, medium, medium. I think I'm going to switch that up for a soft stint at the end because I'm calling it now. There'll be a safety car at some point in the race. And yeah, that's exactly what we've done. And we're ready to go. Formation lap time, yay, fun. People will do it really slowly and annoy others as we go round Luke there. He'll be doing it in about the time of 5 minutes 26 seconds. I'll do it properly, and we shall skip to the end after we've gone through this chicane, I reckon. But yeah, qualifying hadn't filled me with confidence, but I know if I can stick in the slipstream, I should be okay. That's assuming we don't have the slipstream glitch, which I'm sure we will because people are going to leave at some point in the race. It's coming to the end of the formation lap now, and I'm coming around Parabolica, and the AI is taking over my car, and we're doing some stupid weaving again because the game is terrible. And we've gone over to this side of the grid. I'm pretty sure my grid slot's on the other side, so I'm not particularly sure what's going on, but we found our grid slot now, and we should be ready for the start of the race. We've got no Luke in front of us, unsurprisingly. All CK, Jordan Gibbs and Schilling behind us. But now we have the lights. We have 3 lights, 4 lights, it's 5 lights. And it's lights out for CK. He's got a lag start and he's hit his teammate Joe there. Is Joe going to get disqualified? It's what usually happens. There's a yellow flag, and indeed he has. Joe is out of the race there. Very unfortunate luck. CK just getting the lag start and not quite able to avoid Joe, even though it did look like he avoided him on my screen. And on CK's screen, he got the slightest touches and the safety car's out, as always happens when people get disqualified annoyingly. And we're going to have to slow down to match our delta. We've gone past Jordan Gibbs, and then Lexbox gets past us as well, so that's really good. Nice cheat. So dumb. But we try and repass Lexbox as we should, and it tells us to go back, let Jordan Gibbs back pass, which also means we have to let Lexbox back pass. So that's annoying, but this game works like that sometimes. We'll have slipstream off the restart anyway, and those two are both on supers, so I suspect they'll come into the pits at the end of this lap anyway, as we are pulling alongside Jordan Gibbs. Is he going in the pits? He doesn't, but CK does. That's just Lexbox, the sensible decision in my opinion. If you're on the supers, pit for a set of mediums and go for it. Maybe try and go to the end of the race on medium or something. if you have 2 sets of mediums, that is. But yeah, we've got falling too far, but that's fantastic. We've outbraked ourselves behind the safety car, which is even better. We've missed the chicane there, so this is going really well, isn't it? I must say my driving in this race is not ideal, and having watched it back whilst editing it earlier today, I don't have many words for it, as you'll see in the remaining few minutes of the video. But Luke is on the restart now, and at this point I have the slipstream glitch because Joe left the session, so that's fantastic. And I will have no slipstream from Jordan Gibbs, but James F1 etc. behind me is right in my slipstream. Jordan Gibbs is going for the move on Luke as we head down to turn 1. James F1 etc. goes past me. We duck back into the slipstream, which I don't have any of, as Taylor's now up the inside from the back of the grid. He's locking up. He's managed to make the apex of turn 1. We're going to go side by side through turn 2, but we appear to have got the better of the Manor driver. Is he going to have the better exit? Yes, he does. He's on the mediums note. Him and his teammate Jork both starting on the mediums. Jork is definitely going for the one stop. He's told me before the race. I'm not sure about Taylor though, as we now head side by side down towards the Roggia chicane. Can we get the move done under brakes? We've hit the curb, we've hit Taylor, and we're dead. We're into the gravel, and once again, that's 100% my fault. Taylor didn't do anything wrong. He left me the space, but I just got mounted on that curb, and unfortunately made contact with him. So we're now last. Xbox One's left the session, so we've got his AI ahead of us, and we've got some clean air now. And that's what I was thinking, this race couldn't be any more opposite to last season, where, if you remember, I famously fought Dizzy Cupid for the win until it controversially ended on the final corner. But in this race, we'll very much be struggling to get a podium. I'm feeling at the moment. Our pace, for some reason, just isn't there, and there's no consistency either. We've gone past the Xbox One now. Casey Legends also disconnected, so that's unfortunate. The connection, for some reason, on the night we were doing this race was utter trash. Not particularly sure why. Jordan Gibbs sets fastest up at the race. He's actually in the lead. Let's reset an incredible lap time. I think that's a 1:31, which is absolutely a rapid 10 out of 10 pace there. Meanwhile, we're going to pass Casey's AI under brakes into turn 1, as we've missed the apex once again, because our driving is, as usual, really good. But skipping later on to lap 6, we've caught up to CK and Schilling, I believe, who are battling. Jordan Gibbs gets rid of his super softs in the pits, and maybe he'll be able to do medium soft to the end. We'll have to see what goes down. But anyway, coming down towards turn 1 now, we've caught up to the battling pair of Schilling and CK. CK's stopped on lap 1 for those mediums. Schilling's still on the softs, which I believe he qualified on, or maybe super softs, I don't know. We'll have to see as we head down towards the Roggia chicane. I don't have slipstream, so it's very difficult for me to keep up with these guys, as Schilling misses the chicane there, corner cuts it. But I don't think he's gaining time, actually, because CK's going to have a look into Lesmo 1, but there's definitely no chance of a move up there. Schilling's left him the space, though, so CK's going to have a chance. He's going to go side by side once again through Lesmo 2. Yes, Schilling is on the softs. Meanwhile, Taylor the Vol's blown up and off to the left somewhere, which is interesting. I'm not sure how he really managed that. He must have lost the back end on the exit of Lesmo 1. Meanwhile, Schilling's got the DRS on CK because of CK's pass into Lesmo 2. But we've outbraked ourselves also with the DRS. We're into the gravel and we've lost multiple seconds there. So, once again, showing why I'm in the championship fight, because my racecraft and driving ability is second to none here. And I clearly have the pace to be battling for the championship. But skipping to lap 9, I'm done with these soft tyres, and we're going to be visiting the pit lane for a new set of tyres. I've also just heard in the party that Luke disconnected and his AI took him over and brought him into the pits, and he actually got a drive-through from his AI driving into the pits, so he's absolutely livid at this point as he comes out in front of us. I checked the race start to confirm it's true, and as you can see, there's a drive-through Schilling there on lap 9, so that is unbelievably unlucky. That is something I've never seen on this game. I couldn't really believe that happened. Meanwhile, the Xbox One's disappeared off the face of the earth. His AI is just gone, and we're now down to 10th, which is last place, because obviously Joe is disqualified. So that's really good. Meanwhile, skipping on to lap 11, Schilling's binned it on the exit of Ascari. Not sure what he did. Presumably he lost the back end on the curb there. So that's unfortunate for him, but that's a free position for us, and we're now up into P9. Luke will also be serving his penalty this lap, so we'll move up into P8. But yeah, that's something else. I actually couldn't believe it happened at the time. I don't think Luke could believe it either from his reaction in the party. We've just set the fastest lap of the race with an average lap as we're now up into P8, and on the next lap presumably someone's in the pits. Or I'm just showing this for fun. No, Casey's in the pit lane, and we move up into P6 now. So it's not looking too bad for us, as on the next lap CK's coming to the pits for the super soft tyres. So I'm not sure what strategy he's trying. I may also point out that there's meant to be rain coming at the end of the race, which I didn't comment on earlier. But yeah, Jeff is informing us there'll be rain near the end of the race. Skipping on to lap 15, Taylor the Vol's in the pit lane for his one stop. CK sets the fastest lap on his supers, and we're now up into P4. As we skip to lap 17, Jork, who's done a mammoth stint on the mediums of 17 laps, and Jordan Gibbs, and James F1, etc. are they coming to the pits. Jordan Gibbs leads the Grand Prix, and I'm now in second somehow, despite my horrendous display of driving so far this race. But we actually now have a chance to take the lead of the race here, which is very surprising considering how I've driven. But we have a better exit off turn 1. Maybe we did have slipstream because we did gain on Jordan there, so I'm not sure, but we definitely didn't have it earlier, as we now head down towards turn number 4, and we braked it down nicely. We got the car stopped this time. We didn't go bouncy castling off the curb, and we're up into P1. But this won't last for long, because one, we're going to be pitting not this lap. Jordan Gibbs goes into the pits, so we now have to react and pit next lap. And obviously Jork and Taylor are going to the end, so the highest we can realistically finish in this race is P3, which will still be a fantastic result due to how badly our race has gone, really, and obviously be a bit lucky due to Luke's drive-through and other people's misfortune. We've gone very conservative into the pits there, as we're now looking to invite Casey back to the party because he disconnected earlier, which we just have, so there we go. We're going to have a quick look at the race director to see if we've got anything on the cars. Taylor has penalties, one penalty actually, but he's only one warning away from another one. And Jordan's actually done, Jork that is, has actually done a very good race and got no warnings so far. So we're coming out of the pit lane, and we're currently in P4, but Jordan Gibbs did have the undercut, and as you can see, he's putting it up alongside us there. We're going to put it up the inside into turn 1, but apparently we're not there on his screen. He turns into us. The bouncy castle curb actually kind of saves us there, and we're able to control the slide. But yeah, we're actually in P6, but Casey is trying to hold it out to the rain, so he's ahead of us, but he'll pit eventually for super softs, I believe. As we've gone up the inside of Jordan Gibbs there, we've ballooned over the curbs, and he's just been able to get a nice cutback line off the second part of the chicane to maintain P5 for the moment. Luke's behind us, but he's far behind due to his drive-through, which is unfortunate for him, but he might actually catch us depending on how little pace I have here. But we're going to go past Jordan Gibbs now, and that is hopefully move done, and we won't have to see him for the rest of the race as we actually do a scurry properly that time. So yep, now we have to chase after James F1, etc. as we head down this straight. Can we get rid of Jordan Gibbs so he's not within range to pass us down into turn 1? Hopefully. We'll have to nail Parabolica. Let's have a look. Can we do it properly? It's actually alright. I'll take that considering how well I've driven this race. We're going to have a look at what the gap is to James now as we head to start lap number 21. What's the gap? It's 6.2 seconds. And I'm thinking his tyres are older than mine, so he's going to have to save them a bit. I reckon that's doable as we now start lap number 22. Casey is in the pit lane. He's given up on his strategy of holding out to the rain because it's clear that the rain is not going to have any effect. He pits for the super soft tyres now. And now lap 24, it's going quite well. As you can see, that is James there. And in like 3 laps, we've closed it from 6.2 to 2.0. So I reckon we have a huge shout of getting on the podium here, which I would be extremely happy with considering where I really should have finished if this had been a race where there's lots of people in and there'd been no bad luck for other people. I really should have finished like 7th or 8th considering how bad my driving was. But we've touched the curb there, or the white line, and it was clearly just wet enough to chuck us off into the wall. We now have a red front wing on the right, so that's GG to getting a podium. And yeah, the rain has come now, but it's not really heavy enough to do anything. And now James is gone. We're not going to catch him with a damaged wing, so we have to concentrate on keeping Jordan Gibbs behind us for the remaining 3 laps. But I reckon he has a penalty. He normally does, so I'm going to call it now and say he has a penalty in this race. And that was my thinking at the time, so I'll try and hold him back for as long as possible. But if he does get past, I just need to stay within 3 seconds. So, as you can see now, we've got Jordan Gibbs in our slipstream. He probably has a slipstream glitch as well, considering he wasn't gaining that much. And he's going to go side by side ahead of us for turn 1. We think about having a look up the inside, but we remember he turned in on us earlier in the race. So we just back out of that, and hopefully we can remain in P5, which could become P4 at the end of the race if he has penalties. Skipping on to the final lap, the track is actually now slippery as CK's on the intermediate tyres. He gets nicely out of the way there. We somehow still have DRS, although we've absolutely bottled that and missed the chicane going over the speed hump. CK hopefully decides not to pass us, because that would interfere with us, and indeed he does. So yeah, the grip is actually falling off. James F1 etc. has just told me his tyres have hit 75%, so he's in puncture territory. And as you can see on the final corner, there is a car going slowly, and I can confirm he has got a puncture now. Are we going to be close enough to take the position off him as we come around the final corner? Jordan Gibbs goes past to take a podium here, as he doesn't have any penalties, and James just holds on there to take home P4, and we have to settle for P5 here in the Grand Prix of Italy. I've definitely said that wrong, but Jork won the race on a fantastic one-stop with Taylor in second, also on the one-stop. So well done to Team Manor for their tyre wear efforts here. Jordan Gibbs took his first podium in the league, a fantastic drive, and he deserved it, he didn't make the mistakes. Although commiserations to James F1 etc. on his puncture, coming home in 4th. Myself in 5th with Luke 6th, Casey 7th, and CK rounding out the finishes in 8th. Somehow we extended our championship lead despite the bottle job of what that race was, as Joe obviously got disqualified, and we did somehow manage to beat Luke. So yeah, we extend the championship lead, and I'll see you next time in Singapore. Thanks for watching, goodbye.